being able to leverage that ability, like, oh, the people that are actually
look like us.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah.
It's
are
time
the
for
ones that are able to create for what's going to be facilitated back to our culture. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I always find that to be one of the most amazing parts about what we do
For
and
sure. I mean,
how we're able to
at
collaborate.
the end of the day, we know what's popping. We're in the real thing. We're living it every day more than the person who's just making it and don't even know what's going on to the people that they're selling their merch to. You know?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. And even, like, I know you did the 20 Great Teen album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you produce and you're in the music space, but I feel like all the time people put artists in the box, or not even just artists, people in general. Like, you might go, like, oh yeah, he's a creative director. Okay, that doesn't mean he doesn't have other skills that translates to other things. Like, oh, you make music. Okay, yeah, I know how to design all types of stuff. I'm a creative. I can do anything. You know what I mean? Like, what's been your experience with that though? Like, as far as people just saying, oh, he's just a producer versus, you know what I mean?
First of all, before I was doing music, when I was in school, when I was in 3rd grade, that's when I started to draw. So that was first. And then I got older, found out about music, found a love about it, started doing that. Well, I started producing first, then nobody was using my creative ability that way, so I had to go find the other route. I had to get on my own stuff.
Yeah.
Once I got on my own stuff, I had to go to school for the art that I was making before, and then I was like, all right, I don't need nobody to make my art, my cover art. I'm gonna make my own cover art. I'm gonna make my own album art. You know what I mean? Started doing that. Then, you know what I mean? I started doing it for other people, so now I knew I could take somebody's idea and make it what they want. You know what I mean? So. And then that's the same thing with producing. If somebody tells me, yo, I'm hearing this, and I can make that audibly exchange, you know what I mean? And then do it visually too. It's like, just like what you said, I can really create anything, you know what I mean? All it takes is just listening to somebody's idea and putting my own spin on it. But it's like, of course, people try to put you in a box, but at the end of the day, it's like, you just got to show and prove. It's just like, now, like, people, when they hear, like, oh, you produced and you rapped on this, the entire album, you're like, like, some people catch a hit and you don't never see them again, but it's like people like Travis Scott and Kanye West that could just do it all themselves, and they have a little bit of help, but it's not like they're telling the people what to do because they're the creative mind. Yeah. So it's like, we're really the powerhouse in this situation, you know what I mean? But it's all the time people try to put you in a box, but you just got to show and prove when it's time to go, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every time I get on stage, they're like, oh, you made all the music this. I just heard, and you was more turned than everybody who's been doing this. All they do is rap. Yeah. And they can't do it better than you. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
It is. I always find stuff like that crazy. I don't know. It's like, there's an interesting, like, take on how people see people. It's almost like, you're a human, but it's like once you hit the stage or once you get notoriety, it's almost like people look at you as if you're not human. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, did you forget that you're dynamic too? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm a person, I'm dynamic. Oh, Mike Zombie's a producer. He's only a producer. Almost like they forget that you are just the same as them. Yeah.
Other aspects to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I saw it when you were just talking about, you just dropped out. I mean, like when you were telling your counselor, like, yo, I'm done with school. Like, I'm for sure about this. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to know what your take was on, like, college and what people say about being forced to have an education. Like, you got a kid, right? Yeah, so, like, you know how a lot of times you'll see the people be like, oh, you shouldn't go to college because of this, or they'll say
you should.
Yeah, like one way or the other. Like what? Like how do you see that? Because it's not like it's one route. Like the same way people try to put you on the box, it's never one route. But you actually did a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, me personally, in my journey, it just was a puzzle, a piece of the puzzle that just happened to fall into place perfectly for me. Like, I couldn't take that situation out of my story and make it true. It wouldn't have happened like and it already happened. So if I took that out of the way I told you,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
work. Yeah.
But for other people, I feel like being that I didn't finish it, I can't use this degree as like I'm going around saying I got a bachelor's degree or any degree. I don't have any degree. Did I almost get it? It was 2 months away, but I was fuck this shit.
What Drake called.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like when I was going to school and I had classes, I was excelling faster than other people because when I'm doing something, I really do it. I'm doing extra work on the side. Like, people didn't know what I was doing outside of the classroom that was making my projects better than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we're picking topics, I'm picking things that I actually know something about, or I'm going to research it even more extensive than the stuff that I already picked. You know what I mean? So I'm on YouTube, and this is why I say I feel like I could have learned all the things that I was learning in school, like on YouTube. Like, I feel like I'm gonna push YouTube University because for real, you go buy a laptop for $2,500 and you got the internet to your full exposure. The information on there is limitless.
Yeah,
and then you go and pay a school $100,000.
That's funny.
For real, you go pay a school for like $100,000 and you owe all that money back 3 months after you get out of school, and you ain't got a job yet. Who's getting a job 3 months out of school? Nobody.
You.
Then your debt just keeps. Well, yeah. Well.
And student loans are paid up.
You know what I mean? But like, that was funny. But like, yeah, it's like a death trap. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like, I was one out of the 1%ers who really come out of school and like people are going to that school thinking that I finished and that's what I'm thriving off. I didn't go to that school for music.
Yeah.
I went to that school for art. You know what I mean? Because that was my plan B.
Yeah.
If this music shit didn't work, I could have been up in here doing one of these art, like some of this art. So I just had a fallback plan, like on fallback plan.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. It's like school, like literally with high school. I had 90 lates my senior year. You feel what I'm saying? 90 lates. I wasn't supposed to graduate.
Why? What you was doing?
I was asleep at home. You know what I mean? School wasn't what I wanted to do. Exactly.
Yeah.
For real. And then I went to school the last day, and I was like, yo, can I write this one class? This teacher just let me write an essay as to why I should graduate.
Yeah.
That was my last credit to get me to the one school that I could get into because my grades wasn't getting me into no other high school. Like, Full Sail is the only school that you just need a high school diploma. That's it. Mm-hmm. So that just happened to be the one school that my mom's son was going to. And she was like, hey, maybe you should go here. September, October, I was going.
Wait, so you didn't even know that much about the school?
No, I didn't know. Till 2 weeks
It didn't
before.
matter. His mom was like,
Till 2 weeks before.
You're
And
going to college,
listen,
I don't care.
I was like, yo, I
gotta
refused to be 18 at my mom's house. So I was like, yo, this is what it is. And I came back. I didn't.
I wish I could be 18 at my mom's house.
But that's why I'm saying if I take one thing out of the story, it does not work because I tried. It was the last day of school. If I would have just said fuck it, I would have been a 12th grader again, and everybody would have been going to college.
It was divine.
You feel what I'm saying? There's no way I could take it out of the story.
That's crazy.
So what were you guys thinking about? Like, I'm like so curious. I've heard from Zombie. What were you guys talking about? Like, how did we get here? And what are some of your ideas for him, like, being here and working with you guys?
Oh, well, for me personally, so, you know, everything that I do is marketing related, right? So I walk two different paths. I'm of the culture and I'm on the business end with a lot of different deals. So I end up in a lot of different rooms. Mm-hmm. So we actually met before when we were doing Chief Keef's listening party. He just happened to come.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, his look is just,
That
like, who is this guy with the red dreads, such and such. And it was distinctive to me, but I always put it together because I actually remember seeing his name on the list when they were going over the reviews of the list. I was like, Zombie. I wonder whose name this is. Like, I want to know who this person is. Literally, that was all it was. Like, I wonder who is Mike Zombie. That sounds interesting.
Right.
And then I remember, I guess when he checked in or somebody checked him off, they were like, oh yeah, that's the guy Mike Zombie that you asked about. Oh, all right, cool. That was it.
Right.
It was very brief, like, yo, what up? Boom. No real conversation. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, as we were doing this Death Row release that just dropped, I bumped into him at the game studio. He was like in his zone, whatever. I see him again, but this time I'm doing some stuff with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like completely unconnected, but it's like, oh, 6 degrees of separation kind of like, yo, he's right here again. Yeah. Like, I know this guy. So I didn't say anything until the end. I was like, yo, I remember you from the Chief Keef party, Mike Zombie, right? Oh, cool. Boom.
And you remembered his name.
I remember, like, because
It
that was
stands
the
out.
only person
It really
that doesn't
is.
happen to me. Like, you're dealing with so many moving parts. You're never gonna go, who is this person?
But you remember that name.
Yeah, it was literally the name that sparked the whole thing. I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, I remember you. Like, oh, I still didn't know what you do. I didn't know not one single thing about him. I was like, what the
This dude is
fuck
cool,
is he
though.
doing here?
Right,
Like,
right.
oh, he's out again.
Yeah.
Like, we're in the same space again. Must be something.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was writing a treatment for the creator for Death Row. Like
I saw that.
Yeah. So when I wrote we already had the treatment obviously much before we even bumped into each other again. So when I wrote the treatment, when I saw him, I said, all right, perfect. That fits exactly the character that I have in my mind. So it was like perfect time and like that divinity of things aligning when they align, because you can't plan that. You know, like, oh yeah, he's gonna be in the studio the night that I'm there, that I only go to every 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool. So when I saw him again, like, oh cool, I think I have something where we could work together. So I randomly called him like a week later. Yo, this Steve. Oh, all right, yeah, I got something for you. I think this is gonna make sense. I didn't even have the treatment with me because it was still being like tweaked and stuff. I just told him about. We were still fighting about it.
Right, basically, huh?
Yeah, you know that long process.
Right.
So when I just described it over the phone, he's like this. All right, cool. I'm free. I'm available. Boom. Locked him in right then and there. You know, usually it's like that back and forth between email, etc., etc. He's like this. Nah, I'm in. I was like.
Okay.
That went easier than expected.
That was easy. All right, cool. No, nothing. All right, bet. So then, you know, we did the whole treatment with that. That went perfect. You know, that was amazing. And then, you know, one of the things that we always do, we always kind of keep everything open. There's no closed doors, because I think one of the things, for me at least, that I pride myself on is making sure that you don't forget that everybody is multifaceted. Like, oh, if this guy can do this, I know he must be able to do 10 other things to the same, you know, level. Because when you're creative, you just create. It doesn't matter if you give them a paintbrush, a pencil, a beat, whatever. You know how to put things together. So, you know, the whole idea was, all right, this person is already creating. He already has his own style. He's already thinking of different things that he would want to do. Let's see what we can put together on a jewelry level and kind of see other ways that we can continue to collaborate. You know what I mean? So that's
makes
kind of
sense.
Yeah.
You have vision.
Yeah. So and not only just me, you know, Kong, who's one of the other owners, Derek, who's one of the other owners. It's really them also being able to trust me to go like, yo, because when like I called him with nothing. It's just, hey, this is what we're doing. All right, cool. You think that makes sense? Yeah, let's do it. Nothing else from there. You know what I mean? So having that, when you, like for us, when you work in a space like this, having that ability to say yes without all the red tape involved makes everything 10 times easy. Yeah. Which, you know.
In all of our businesses.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. So that's the big thing. You know what I mean? Like I know he had some concepts that he was talking to Kong, the guy that you guys met earlier, and he'll be in a second once he finishes the paperwork that he's working on right now.
Yeah.
You know, they were already conceptualizing different ideas for
crazy shit.
Yeah, like what could make sense on the jewelry side or different things that he might want to create. And, you know, with your style being as unique as it is, to me, I think it's like a no-brainer. Like it's almost impossible for it not to be something that you would want to create that's unique in your own way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hell to the yeah.
While we're waiting for Kong, I'm going to share with you because you should just know about
Oh, nice.
So that's the Android owned footwear, just so you know who's on the team.
Oh, nice. How many people is involved on y'all team?
Artist-
On artistry side or the footwear side?
Tell me a little bit of both. So just so you have an idea of what we usually do when we record, I have a series that I'm working on called Inspired by Culture, and it's essentially it's nothing formal. It's literally just our conversations and like whatever comes from it comes from it. But the whole premise behind it is, most people don't really get to see this part of like business
Work.
or
Work.
yeah,
You feel
like
me?
with
What it takes to get that final product.
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't get to
and
see
even that thing that keeps you inspired to want to keep going. Like, you know, us, like we were talking at the Chief Keef event. I mean, it was just an inquisitive conversation. It was, I want to know this. So, what do you guys have going on? What's your thoughts on this? Like things that actually have context behind them, and I think that is like, okay, you do music, but you're inspired by your music to come and do jewelry as well. Same
Yeah.
thing for me, like
creating.
exactly, like all of those things that, you know, inspire us. Like the culture inspires us. So we're, you know, taking that information of how we're inspired and translating it into something that's tangible and something that's real and something that actually makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure when you were coming up with your shoe line and your line in general, or even the stuff that you do with artistry, you're inspired by something before you get to even putting, you know, an idea down on paper. So being able to just kind of showcase what those things are that inspire us.
Sure. Sure.
This is crazy. So you created this whole thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Man.
there when it started too. Like I happened to be there when it was just an idea.
Yeah.
It all starts with an idea.
All
But
of
wait.
Starts with an idea.
All right. So what was this process like? Because don't take offense to this, but usually you don't see black people with luxury brands, and this feels like extremely high end.
It is.
Yeah.
Very high.
Barney's.
Do all the work in Italy, all the shoes made in Europe.
Yeah.
You know, I work with all the factories that do Prada, Gucci, you know, all the high-end brands, Christian Louboutin. So
And they let you walk in the door?
I kick the door down. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait for them to let me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a process. You know what I'm saying? They got to build trust because you're right. But the nature of our business in terms of products and the market is changing. They're realizing who's really driving the culture, right? The problem with the past is that we never had the resources,
Yeah.
meaning infrastructure, money, manufacturing relationships to get our ideas out. We had
Right.
to go somewhere else for them to help us get those
Yeah,
ideas
yeah.
out. Now we get those ideas out ourselves, knock on that manufacturer. With YouTube or Google, you can just Google, you know, Alibaba, where to make
Yep.
shoes, where to make a hat, where to make jewelry. You know, you can
Yeah.
do all of that now. So the access is different. So now we can have more power to empower ourselves through the creative process. So not only are we not just creatives, we're actually operators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're business owners. We own the entire, you know, until we start owning factories, but we can go vertical on our ideas.
Yeah.
You know, so I just went overseas. I had an idea. You know, this was like 11 years ago. I launched this company 11 years ago. So at the time I launched it, there was no real luxury street segment.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was no
And
Louis
social
Vuitton.
media wasn't what it was today.
There was
so your research
no
capabilities.
Instagram, none of that. So I had to grind it through. Flew all around Asia looking for factories. Went into Portugal, Italy. Finally settled on a couple of different
Yo,
places.
you must have had a bag, cause that's
Yeah.
not cheap.
It's not
You
cheap.
missing something.
It's not cheap.
Where's the money coming from? You trust my baby? What's happening here?
No trust that baby. Oh, I was making.
I
a
was
lot
there
of
for
money.
months. Where's the money?
But that's a good question. I was making money, a lot of money doing promotions, event promotions.
Oh, okay.
So I was in the club business.
Yeah, yeah.
Shutting down. We did Drake's Grammy party, Kanye's
He did
Grammy
the
party.
hottest
we did
everything
everything in
that
LA.
Hollywood.
Oh,
we shut
okay.
the whole Hollywood down. So I'm the one that started Greystone Sundays.
Oh, word.
You know,
Thank
Guys
you.
and Dolls.
I've had some great nights.
You know what I'm
there.
saying? Yeah, enjoy that.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
myself
Legendary.
and some
Yeah.
a core group of other people. So
Yeah.
I don't exclude other people in that process. Just like there's more other people in this room.
Yeah.
But at the foundational level, it was my ideas that really transpired to build a culture in Hollywood that would give us access. Because ultimately, when I came to Hollywood, you either had to go to the white clubs
Yeah.
Yeah.
or you had to go to the black clubs. But the black clubs wouldn't allow you to get in with like
Fly like
this.
this.
Like you
You
can't
gotta
get in
wear
with
hard
sneakers.
shoes. Oh,
and
for sure.
You had to wear your church slacks,
Thank
you know,
you.
and you had to
Right.
wear your church shoes to get in the black clubs. You had a
Yeah.
dress code.
That's how it was for real.
And then you go to the white clubs where, you know, Paris Hilton was there, is where all
Yeah.
that whole shit started, you know, the Paris Hilton vibe. And you had to be with one of them. Yeah, you had to be like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had to walk in with it.
What's your
Jamie
name?
Foxx,
Yeah.
you, had to, you know, otherwise you can't get in there. Just
Yeah.
on some like, yo, I'm cool.
Unless you mind $50.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, it was just they didn't want to allow us in unless we were connected to someone of high influence. That's
Different
kind of what was
situations that
happening in
he's at.
fashion too. Is
Yeah.
like they don't know. Like
What
Kanye was
is.
ranting about that, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago about like they won't let him in the door. They don't know
Yeah.
his power. They don't know who he is. So he's just another black guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, busting down those doors was challenging. But ultimately, when you
So
got
you
a
took
will,
that money.
yeah.
You go
I
overseas.
took the club money, I flipped it into a brand, you know,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that I could have long-term gains and a legacy with. And I knew that at the end of the day, it's all about making money while you sleep. I was
Yeah.
only making money at a club while I was at a club.
Yeah.
And then you go home, no club, you know, you gotta go back to the club. So I wanted to make money and sell goods, products, luxury products while I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what happened. And, you know, we were able to set the tone and the trend. And, you
No,
know,
but you said you was
opened up
in
a lot of
Italy,
doors.
Portugal. You searching for your manufacturers. That's where we left off.
Yeah, so, you know, taking that tour, and it's really just connecting dots, you know, because at the end of the day, I think people really want to help other people. They're just a little afraid. They don't really know. Cultures want to help each other. It's just, you know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
bad characters out there, you
Yeah.
know, and so they just want to know. So if I know Monica connect me to you.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So the
yeah.
trust is with Monica. So that's how I got through to a lot of factories, was just, you know, I knew a friend who knew a friend who knew a friend. You know, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
They vouch for me like, yo, How's a good dude. He'll, you know, he's not on no bullshit. He's gonna come. And ultimately they opened the doors, and little doors became big doors. And
Yeah.
so, you know, being able to go in and work at the Versace factory and get my shoes made there, and
You were working
know,
there, or
I wasn't working there like an employee.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was going to make
Base.
sure my goods was being
Yeah, yeah.
well made and making sure the quality
but
was
even
right.
still with shoes, that's so different. Like it's not like, oh, I know how to make a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Shoes
Like
is the
the-
most complicated part of any type of apparel. You know what I'm saying? So you make a T-shirt, a jacket, a hat, but shoes got, you know, 40, 50
stuff in it
components.
that I've never seen.
Yeah. Stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's all tight. And then there's a fit. You know, like you can wear a large or a medium, maybe squeeze into a small.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But a shoe,
Yeah, that's specific.
if it don't fit,
It don't fit.
it don't
Yeah.
fit. You ain't gonna rock. You ain't going to
Yeah.
the club with your toes crunched up.
For
You
real.
know.
Yeah.
If
So
it don't fit, quit.
yeah, you quit, and you might love that shoe. You might like, damn, but
Yeah.
it don't fit.
For real.
You
I didn't
know?
squeeze myself into some
Yes.
shoes.
Knuckles, you know.
All the time.
I done said, fuck it.
Yeah, so I sold my company about 8 months ago.
Oh, okay,
You know,
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. And you know, I just decided to spend time with my kids, and you know, and Monica's a dear friend, and I see what she's been building. I know her from the nightlife as well. She had her own special movement that was.
So you was in
Second
the
to
club buying
none.
all the bottles.
She wasn't buying the bottles.
She
was
could get
selling-
in.
She was selling them bottles, you know. But she created a legacy and a movement in Hollywood as well, and we work closely, and you know, we just really support each other for a long time. And so when I sold my company, reached out to see how she's doing. She explained to me what she's doing with Artistry and her vision with Max, and introduced me to Mike and the team, and I was like, well, look, I'm open. I got experience. I got resources, content. I know how to
Time.
take things from A to Z.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
time. I'm not really stressing money. You know what I mean? And I want to really see her win and see whoever she's involved with get to the highest level possible. And a lot of that just takes really the know-how, how to take something from concept to the
completion.
customer. You know what I mean? Like, and there's so many steps in that process.
And that's the same thing, kind of like what I was talking about when I was asking you about like the school thing. You know, like having the ability to, you can't teach somebody the ability to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I know exactly how to make
You gotta
shoes, but
fuck
I'm gonna
up.
go.
Sometimes
That's what it
you gotta
is.
You
jump
just
in.
gotta
You gotta
fuck
fail.
up.
You gotta make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of things that kind of limit our ability to do is we don't have the money to make mistakes.
Yeah,
You know, it's like we got so much. We
That's
fuck up,
very
it's
true.
done. You gotta go
That's
get a
very
job.
true.
You know.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate and blessed to have had, you know, income from other
Other
areas
things.
to be able to make a shitload of mistakes. I mean, we shipped shoes that was falling apart, the laces broke, and you know, we had to weather those storms.
Yeah.
You know, to continue. I'm
I
sure you
saw
know this
that first
company.
batch,
You know,
yeah.
I was pulling
Like,
my
it
hair
looked
like,
fly,
man,
though.
it
They
looked
look
good,
good.
but I didn't really understand early in the game. I'm not from the footwear world, or you know, like I'm just
Had a vision.
I know how to make shit happen.
Yeah.
You know, that's just ultimately. So I had to figure it out. You know, and that's the thing now. And working with Mike and Monica's team is taking their product, their vision, and just seeing it through to completion, and then figuring out ways to monetize it, figuring out ways to give the artist longevity. You know, and outside of like. I don't want Mike to just only make money when he's doing this. You know what I'm
that
saying?
residual.
Like, you know, like there's so many other ways to make money, long money.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why we're here, and just trying to figure out how we can partner with you guys, figure out a program for Mike, whether it's creative directing some of these other properties you have, and or his own collection, or you know, there's so many ways for everyone to benefit. So we're just really interested in figuring out how we can work with you guys.
Definitely. Who put the team together? You did?
She's the mastermind.
Yeah.
She's the glue.
Yeah.
You know, and so all hats off to her. She knows how to put a well-oiled machine together, and so now we're running with Artistry Creative, and so, you know, Mike's got a lot of different opportunities, and we're gonna, you know, make sure that his
Who all
career
is
is
involved
big.
in the team?
There's Max Goose, who's my partner. Max Goose is an industry vet.
OG.
Yeah, so I mean, YG, Ty Dolla, Mustard, Beyonce's got some of Beyonce's biggest records. His first signing in the 90s was Adina Howard. I can be a freak.
Oh, yeah, I know that song.
That was his very first
That worked for
signing.
me a few times.
I'm sure.
Ghostface is
Yeah.
You get an older girl, you play that. They don't think that you know that. Yeah, I got older brothers. You know what I'm saying?
So Max and I are, you know, are partners in artistry, but prior to just promotion, I'm also part of the very first New Jill swing group. So I come out of Uptown Records from New York, like Andre Harrell.
Yeah.
I was discovered by Heavy D, Teddy Riley. You know, when he was creating New Jack Swing, I was in his living room in the St. Nick's Projects in Harlem, recording my first record. So I come from that era. And so when you say just create. So I've toured, I'm a songwriter, I've written songs for Aaliyah, we've done stuff for Mary J. Blige, Heavy D, LL Cool J, Diggable Planet, just so many people. And then as I got older, I knew that I kind of want to be on the business side. You know, I had success here. And I want to just really be a bridge and be a protector of artists. I'm not a music industry person, but I have had publishing taken from me. I've had these things happen, and I want to protect artists. I'm an artist that knows the business. So then I came here and I got into, you know, I started creating. I couldn't find my way in LA because I come from the East Coast. I'm like, I'm not having fun here. I can't go out. Like everything that he described, I'm like, I don't see the culture. I'm coming from New York where it's full of culture. You know,
right
like
in your face.
Right, and I'm like, where? So I got together with 3 other girls and created a brand called the Honey Collective, and Prince endorsed it, and From there, we did, like, when he was doing him and his guys were doing all the, like, high-end Hollywood stuff, we filled the gap for the culture. So we would introduce our people to, like, the rooftops.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it'd be all female DJs and
Okay,
beautiful and, like, the industry, music. I didn't push bottle service, you know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, artists are broke.
Yeah.
You know?
We
But they'll-
was pushing bottle
they were
service.
pushing
We-
bottles,
yeah.
so you would go to him when you wanted the, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
What-
daytime, you come to us because we would do daytime rooftops, and you never know who would be there. Prince would be there, Stevie Wonder would be there, down to brand Nubians. So we bridged the OGs and the
yeah,
youngsters,
yeah.
you know. And then from there, I got back into my industry because people were like, "Who is this girl? Where did she
Yeah.
come from?" You know. And then I started working for Babyface, and I got back into writing alignment. And then Max and I came together. I have an artist, V. Bozeman, who's on Empire. We got Sweetie. Max started representing all the hottest chicks, all the influencers, from
Yeah.
Drea to Bria Miles to Abigail, you name them,
Yeah.
we got them, right? And then I met Mike Zombie one night. This is what he's talking about, how
Yeah.
God works.
Can't
you
make
know?
this shit up,
You
man.
really can't. I have a night called Cherry Poppin' I've been doing for 8 years that is just it's culture. You
Yeah.
know, come as you are, good vibes. I've been doing for 8 years. One night I walk
Cherry
in,
popping.
right? I walk in,
What we talking about?
right? I'm turning you on.
Yeah,
That's what it
good.
is. I'm turning you on.
Turning you on to new music, new vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So I come in one night and this guy is sitting at my table with a beautiful lady, and I'm like, "Hi," you know, and he's feeling all like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is your table," you know, but that's not our vibration at Cherry Poppin', you know. And his lady Ida with a strong Italian accent, "Oh, we're sorry." I'm like, "No, sit down," because I'm feeling the vibes. I'm looking at this kid, and I'm like, "Well, he's super fly, like
Yeah.
what you thought, you know." And I'm like, "Y'all are good. Y'all are good." I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
Knew nothing, but the vibes were righteous, you know. And I was like, "No, just sit here and chill. I don't mind you guys being here. It's all love, you know." And they didn't know what they had stumbled in. They just wanted to be, they were out one night and like,
Yeah.
"Let's walk in here." And then from there, we just genuinely liked each other. And then I found out this kid, because he's so humble.
Yeah.
And then I'm finding out, you did one of Drake's biggest records. You did Khaled, Jay-Z, Meek Mill. Like, whoa, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
This was like after the
Cause I
fact.
be walking in saying, "Zombie on the track again, y'all."
Right.
Zombie on the
But
track
he's so
again, y'all.
humble. He doesn't lead with his accolade. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
He leads with his spirit. And so from there we've just been rocking, and you know, just really seeing what Zombie's overall vision is. And then when Javier came, I'm like, this just makes, because I know Jav sees Zombie. I'm like, this makes perfect sense. I'm not in the merch lane
Yeah.
per se, but I know who to put together. And I'm like, these two right here are gonna work well
Yeah, yeah.
together. He's gonna be very instrumental in helping him, you know, with his vision.
Yeah, yeah.
So then we heard about you, and it was like we'd already been talking about 609. We'd already been talking about what we can do with his anime, some of his
Yeah.
thoughts in anime and that world, and gearing up. So, and then the Icy Chains were doing well, and it's like, okay,
Figure this
we
thing
didn't
out.
come looking for any of this.
Yeah.
Creation is like,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we're here.
And being able to understand opportunity too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's totally different. That's incredible. Because I definitely was gonna ask you, like when you go from sitting in your mom's basement to on top of the world, figuring out, especially when you go LA or New York, right? Figuring out what people to put around you, probably I think is one of the most difficult things to
Sure.
do, because you don't know this person from a can of paint. You don't know like what their real intentions are, what they want to accomplish. Is it fluff? Are you doing it just to get high, and then you're not fully committed
And
to
it's
it?
a lot
like,
of those people.
Yeah,
But I know for me, I lead by spirit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I feel my way, you know, like through a lot of things, and I pay attention to the signs, like how did we get here? And when you ask that question, it's a great question. How did I meet this person?
Yeah.
You know, I look at all of that. I was not looking for Mike Zombie. You know, I believe in divinity, and I live my life that way. So I was not looking for him. He was not looking for me. He happened to land someplace that happened to be super cool.
Yeah.
And then I was there, and he was cool. And it was, I didn't know what he did. He didn't know who I was, what I did. And we liked each other
Yeah.
authentically, you know. And from there we learned, and a lot of times that's how things have happened with me, even Javier, like, you know, how I met him, and how the relationship from all these years, it's nothing forced, it's nothing, you know,
Yeah.
it just is.
Yeah.
You know, just like we're sitting here, I'm feeling you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
right now, I'm checking your vibes, I'm
Yeah.
feeling, you know. And that's the way I think a lot of us, I think that's what we're all connected here, especially with artistry. When you meet some of the people that are under umbrella, we're small, but a lot of us are kind of cut from this cloth. You
Yeah.
know? So we're tribe.
Wow, that's incredible. It's so totally different. It's so like 180 degrees different from what might be typical in Hollywood or like in a bigger city, because everybody's rushing to try to go grab. Like, even you guys have known each other for so long, but it's like, yeah, but I'm working, I'm doing my thing. It doesn't mean I don't have to get anything from you right now. We might
No.
work together 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Correct.
Right.
Yes,
I don't need it,
keeping
you know what I
the
mean?
integrity in relationships, and honoring and respecting people, you know, through the process. You never know where you're going to end up in 10 years, you know, how you're going to work together or support one another in different times. And, you know, when you talk about movements or companies, it's people that build these companies.
Yeah.
It's, you know, an idea is an idea, but who do you have to execute these ideas? And can you work harmoniously, and can you all have a similar vision? That's what makes these. Everybody got great ideas.
Yeah.
You know, everybody got, you know, good concepts, but who's behind those boards? You know, who
Yeah.
can make that work?
That's incredible. Man, let me check with Kong real quick to see if
Okay.
he's
There's a
done.
restroom. You got
It's right here to the right.